Hello folks, I'm Fabio Hart. I'm coming back with another video. I want to take some time with this particular video. It might be two parts or it might be just an extremely long video. But what I want to talk about is going into a more different stage of marketing, just a different approach as far as using the door hangers. Uh, that's something that I've tried that was semi-successful. I've had a good response with using door hangers, and basically what that is you can order those from like Vistaprint. You know, put your message, whatever your message is, the content, the verbiage, whatever you're going to use on them, and then you just go ahead and hang them on doors. You know, businesses or residential if you're in the residential marketplace. But um, I think door hangers is a nice marketing method that you can use, um, that it gets your message across, and then it definitely let the customer or let the client know that you're out there, because that's what you need. You just need enough eyes to know that you exist. Even if they don't get service from you or order service from you or do business with you right away, the fact of the matter is, when it comes down to cleaning, they'll think you first. You want to keep that in front of them, which is why I always tell people to cold call, follow up on your cold calls. I tell people to go ahead and use flyers, you know, um, just array of methods. Because me, like I say, I operate my commercial cleaning company like a presidential campaign. I use all marketing methods, whether it's online, Craigslist, whatever the case is. I use all different type of methods to acquire accounts. But the thing is that to move back to door hangers, I think number one, they're inexpensive. They're not all that expensive, and you can get a pretty nice size bundle for your dollar if you, especially if you're using Vistaprint. Just go over to Vistaprint.com, set up an account over there, place your first order. You can start small and then build. And we don't want you to go bankrupt, but we definitely want to get the message out there. We want to get the idea that you exist out there to the client. So you definitely want to be strategic, but you definitely don't want to go broke in the process. So I let people know that all the time that be strategic with your marketing methods. I haven't really talked about door hangers or flyers and things of this sort, Craigslist, Backpage, some of these guys. You can also use those guys, those online resources, forums. Another way that you can market is that so your name would come up in the search engine when someone Google your name. Is go ahead and start leaving messages on videos like this video, YouTube, or leave messages or content on um, forums or groups or things like this, because there's a lot of forums and groups for pretty much every industry out here. But all you got to do is go ahead, leave your name, maybe your email or some contact type of information on those forums or on those videos, and that'll kind of get people knowing about you. That'll definitely get the conversation going that you are acquiring new accounts or you're looking for new accounts, and that you're a cleaner, you're a small business owner, and so that's another way that you can use those particular online marketing methods. But I just wanted to kind of somewhat stick with these door hangers because I think they're viable, they inexpensive, and it's not really much to kind of go through certain neighborhoods on the weekend, the upper echelon neighborhoods in your area, and just hang door hangers. It's nothing different than a paper boy throwing papers or the sales market guy that's hanging sales slips for meats and stuff on the door hanger. Nothing different than that. All you have to do is go door to door, hang it on their door, and when they come home or when they wake up and when they come outside, whatever the case is, they go ahead and see that you stopped by, and who knows, they may be calling you the same day. You never know. Especially, I hear this works a lot in residential. I don't have a lot of residential accounts, but I hear that works a lot. Another thing I want to talk about is using bandit signs. Now, me personally, I've used bandit signs many, many times and had them work. I really did, had them work. And so you can start off with a small quantity. You don't necessarily have to go to Vistaprint for this particular thing because you can get bandit signs that you handwrite yourself. like kind of with a marker, hand write on. They'll send you the blank signs. You go ahead and you can hand write your message on those signs, right? Or you can get them developed with the verbiage and the content already on the signs, and they'll go ahead and send you the signs, right? There's a lot of sites out there that offer bandit signs. It kind of depend on the size and a lot of different things that go into that. But you can go ahead and Google bandit signs in Toledo, Ohio, right? And then everybody that offer bandit signs in that area, it'll come up, and then you guys can get the call and the emailing and what have you to kind of get price checks, I guess. Or you can use maybe a party in California and have them shipped to you, or somewhere in Phoenix, Arizona, right? And have them shipped to you. So there's a lot of different ways you guys can go about your cleaning business. You can start with the bandit signs. A lot of people don't use that method. A lot of people don't even think to use that method. The door hangers, that's not that popular because the vast majority of people in our industry don't necessarily go door to door. A lot of times it's phone calls, or the most popular one is doing direct mail with the postcards and flyers and so forth and so forth, right? Or maybe a letter, right? So you could use all of those methods, but try to become as visible as possible. Whether you're going door to door yourself, or whether you hire someone to do it, just try to get your message out there to many people as possible. Even on the bus lines, if you have to hop on the bus and leave your cards on there and that type of thing, or you could pay someone who rides the bus on a regular. Say, hey, can you ride? How often do you ride the bus? Well, I ride the bus every day. How many different lines you think you catch? You can kind of set up a deal with them, and you give them your flyers, give them your postcards, and let them kind of distribute them for you for a fee, a small fee. Let them distribute them for you on the bus line, or leave some on the bus if you're not the type of person that'll get on the bus. So, or the train, or whatever the case is. Also, thing you guys want to do is, if you're into the residential, if you're more into the residential than commercial, start putting your flyers, your letters, your door hangers. You can leave them at the likes of Kroger's, Walmart, some of these type of places, Myers, some of these type of places, wherever they got those little boards. You guys, some places got their little bullet, the bulletin board type of thing. You just get a thumbtack and kind of nail it or post it up there, and people, take it from there. You want to use that idea, because especially if you house cleaning, because everybody goes to the market, right? Everybody goes to the mall. Everybody goes to, like Sam's Club, or Costco's, or gas stations, things of this sort. But depending on where you put it, it dictate the response. Now, if you're in a more urban setting, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to get more urban clients. If you go to the suburban settings and post it out in Kroger's and Target and some of the places out in the suburban areas, then you will probably get more of those people in those areas. So you guys want to be conscious on how you market. Also, you can use radio. A lot of times people forget about radio. Radio advertising is at an all-time low. People know I like to use media, including radio if possible. But if you're going to use media, you can get a story feature in a newspaper. Papers are looking for stories. Media as a whole is at a low, really, because everybody is using iPhones, tablets, laptops, Android smart devices, and so nobody is really kind of using like television like they used to, right? No one is really advertising via the radio. I mean, everybody's streaming now, things on the radio, on the internet now. So you guys have the advantage to help them build revenue and help yourself get the message out. But you got to do your research, whatever demographic area you advertise in. You got to learn the markets, learn who's going to see what. Is it predominantly this, predominantly that? What's the income level of that particular person? Is there a need for your service in that particular area? And is it worth putting your service in that area? Because the service is needed in your area, it might be not worth your time, right? Because you're in the business to make money, and if they're not willing to pay, the cost, then it may not be worth your time. So it's a lot of different factors. I know I kind of hopped all over the place, But the main focal point of this video was the door hangers. There's something quick, easy, a weekend job you guys can start on the weekend. I hear people tell me all the time, I'm not good at marketing, I don't know what, and that's something that you can do. That's something we all can do, right? You can go on Vistaprint, order 1,000 of them, 5,000, whatever your budget could afford you, and then you just go start knocking doors. Like on the weekends and things like that, when a lot of the offices close, you don't have any interaction with them, or you could drop them in the mail chute or what have you. If some of them have that chute in the door, you go ahead and drop them in that, and the people will get a chance to see them. Now, one thing you have to look out for is because a lot of these companies already have cleaners already, right? So I found maybe it probably has happened to me, but I found that cleaners, when they see other cleaners stuff, whether be it business cards, flyers, things of this sort, they tend to toss it out, right? So you have to be strategic when you place these door hangers on. For an example, if you're cleaning a chiropractor's office, right? Or you have a cleaning service, and I clean a chiropractor's office, right? And then I see your door hanger hanging around, or I see your door hanger in the mail chute, and I'm probably going to be the first one to see the mail before the client, right? Because if we have a key and a code, and we kind of go into key and code in a minute, but if we have a key and a code, then we'll be able to access that facility for clean. And 9 times out of 10, I know a lot of my accounts, especially if they're on the weekends and the office is closed, or they closed early, or they just wasn't there when the mail came, I would get the mail, right? I get the mail and sit it on the desk, right? And then they'll see it Monday morning or whenever they come in. Well, if your advertising is in that mailing, right? Your door hanger is hanging on the door. They haven't been to the office. I'm the only one. It's a good chance that I could take that advertising and toss it, right? Because I don't want them to see that, because I'm currently cleaning, right? So you have to be strategic how you do it. Now, one thing you can do is follow up. You can say, call them, hey, I stopped by, you guys were closed, whatever. We just wanted to see if you got the door hanger that we left, about the offer that we're offering for commercial cleaning in your area, whatever it says, right? So you can be strategic about it. If they say, no, we didn't get it, then we know what happened, right? Because if you left it and they didn't get it, then somebody took it, right? Or disposed it, right? So I'll probably come back with a part 2 video. I'm Fabio Hart. As I always tell you, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. If you want to book me for public speaking, I am available for that. Consultation, I am available for that. Have dropped the fees to $50 an hour for consultation for commercial cleaning, dealing with independent commercial cleaners. Now, if you're looking for franchise consultation, you could definitely hit up AJ Simmons over there on his channel at AJ Simmons, or Mr. AJ Simmons, and I'll try to put everything in the description so you guys can get right to it. And just tell him I sent you if you're looking for franchise help. I don't specialize in that. I'm not as familiar with that as he is, so he'll be able to help you out with that. Okay? Take care.